Once you know it, you can't unsee it, and that's exactly what makes Tombstone hit differently once the truth comes out. Because what looks like a straightforward, swaggering western is actually one of the most complicated, quietly chaotic productions Hollywood ever pulled off. Released in 1993, Tombstone wasn't just another cowboy movie. It was a lightning-in-a-bottle collision of history, ego, obsession, and raw talent, born from George P. Cosmatos stepping in after original writer-director Kevin Jarre was fired barely a month into filming, a move that nearly derailed the entire project. Yet somehow, out of that upheaval came an unforgettable ensemble: Kurt Russell's iron-willed Wyatt Earp, Val Kilmer's razor-sharp, dying Doc Holliday, Sam Elliott's stone-carved Virgil, Bill Paxton's tragically vulnerable Morgan, Powers Booth's feral Curly Bill, Michael Biehn's poetic madman Johnny Ringo, Dana Delaney's fiery Josephine Marcus, all framed by the gravelly myth-making narration of Robert Mitchum. Shot largely on location in Arizona, the film pulled heavily from real events: the gunfight at the OK Corral, the Earp Vendetta ride, and critics praised its grit, its pacing, and especially Kilmer's performance, which didn't just steal scenes, it defined the movie, helping push Tombstone to a $73.2 million box office haul and eventual cult classic immortality. But behind the quotes fans still trade decades later lies the real story. Kevin Jarre's original script was sprawling, historically dense, and nearly 3 hours long, and when Cosmatos took over with a hardline, militaristic approach, scrapping weeks of footage, pushing bigger action beats, and clashing violently with crew members, production morale cracked. With as many as 17 crew members quitting or being fired and cinematographer William Fraker famously storming off set multiple times. Quietly, almost invisibly, Kurt Russell stepped in, advised by Sylvester Stallone, working with producer James Jacks to reshape the film from the inside, trimming nearly 30 pages, rewriting dialogue, building shot lists, and steering the emotional core toward the unspoken bond between Wyatt and Doc, something Russell later called one of cinema's great love stories between men. Years later, Russell finally admitted the truth. He was effectively directing the film while Cosmatos served as the public face, a secret he kept until after Cosmatos' death, a claim backed by Val Kilmer himself. Authenticity obsessed the cast: real mustache grown and waxed like the 1880s, heavy wool costumes baked under the Arizona sun, improvised moments like Billy Bob Thornton's saloon humiliation, and even casting came down to fate, with Willem Dafoe originally eyed for Doc Holliday and Mickey Rourke rumored for Johnny Ringo before Kilmer and Bin locked those roles into legend. Kilmer's Doc wasn't just acted, it was inhabited: the Georgian drawl, the controlled cough, the lightning-fast roar, the philosophical fatalism of a man already dead, all grounded in real history, right down to lines like "You're a daisy if you do," which Doc truly said, and "I'm your huckleberry," a phrase rooted in Southern slang that still sparks debate today. The film itself was only half the story. Entire subplots were cut, including longer romances, cowboy mourning rituals, and character arcs that still exist only in trailers and unseen footage Russell reportedly still owns. Even history bleeds through in strange ways. The real Wyatt Earp later became a Hollywood consultant, influencing John Ford, William S. Hart, Tom Mix, and even John Wayne's iconic walk, while moments fans assume are pure myth, like Wyatt calmly wading through gunfire to kill Curly Bill, actually happened, confirmed by dying eyewitnesses. Sam Elliott himself later admitted he hated the script cuts, believing Jarre's original version was one of the best he'd ever read and that the film lost depth in the process, yet somehow that tension, between epic history and lean myth-making, is exactly what made Tombstone endure. It's a film shaped by conflict, saved by secrecy, elevated by obsession, and immortalized by performance, and once you know what really happened behind the scenes, every stare, every line, every slow walk through gunsmoke carries a new weight. Because Tombstone isn't just about legends of the Old West, it's about how legends are forged under fire.